Hey, it's been a while since I've done one of these guides. This time I'm stealing content from a friend. Thanks and shoutouts to Rish. I'm leaving a link to all of his stuff in the description below. Very good Star Force and Battle Network speedrunner. He hasn't been streaming all that much recently, but give him a follow just in case he does. But for this first section of the video, if I do this right and actually properly split stuff up, I am going to be teaching you guys how to manipulate boss encounters. Since, finding ghost encounters in these games are a little bit of a pain in the ass, and thankfully, this works in English, Japanese as far as I know, and this also works in Star Force DX, so perfect for that. But first things first, you're going to want to have M-Breath, which, if I remember correctly, should be a cipher mail code. I'll go ahead and put that up on screen if it is. And next up, we're going to want to go into a fight, which hopefully I get one quick, because this game does not have a way to bug a sneak run to get more encounters. Alright, this works perfectly fine. So the thing I want to do is I want to have an enemy on the second row. And I'm gonna want to have them on 10 HP. So I'm gonna be here for quite a bit because I want just this cannon thing over here to be the only thing left alive. So that's gonna be a little bit of a while. Because everything in this folder is too strong. So hopefully I can find something that only attacks one spot, so I can just immediately kill that synchro hook. Or whatever the hell the virus is called. I just know the name of the chip, or the name of the card. This attacks the last... Okay. I think this attacks the last two. So I should be good. Yeah. Alright. So let's go ahead and work on getting you to 10 HP. Alright, so for this next part, hit L and R, and what you want to do is hold B, and then hit the OK button, because you want to buffer a buster shot. So there we go. So hopefully, the next encounter should be Taurus Fire. At least I think, because I'm pretty sure this save file already beat Taurus Fire. Okay, yeah, I was right. So, just do that with every boss. Just make sure the previous fight, get an enemy to the second row, get him to 10 HP, and this will work beautifully on every boss. Because I did this when I was streaming the old Star Force Marathon back in the day. And I did this when Star Force DX came out, and it works those too, especially with the DX bosses. So hopefully, whenever the Star Force collection comes out, hopefully it will work there too. So, let's go ahead and move on to the next section of the video, which hopefully I already recorded, and hopefully I will stop saying hopefully. Alrighty, so now since you know how to do the proper setup, I'm going to go ahead and teach you how to do Golden Mystery Wave manips for 15k Zenny, specifically in this area of the game, Times Square. I don't know if it works elsewhere. Sadly, it does not work in Star Force DX, or at least this method of doing it doesn't work in Star Force DX. So I'm probably also going to cut to a later part in the guide for this, since this is a little bit finicky if you don't do it correctly. And I'm going to be honest with you, I'm still not consistent with it, but I do know it works because I've done it for speedruns. And I am hoping that you watch the first section of this video, because it is the exact same setup, but instead of hitting the enemy in the second row with the buffered buster shot, you do it in the third row, so one panel behind. Cannot stress that enough. Third row. So I'm gonna go ahead and just do that fight, and then I'm gonna edit in what I do after, because that's the more important part, since again is the exact same setup for the virus fight, is the exact same setup just on the third row. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut to what happens after, since that is the part that is more important, and that is the part that people, including me, will screw up the most. So I'll check you guys out in just a little bit. Alright, and we're back, and thankfully I got a virus that is fairly easy for this to do on. So, like I did before, I'm gonna hold B and buffer my Buster Shot. Alright, so what you want to do is immediately pulse out, and then pulse back in. And 1 sec, I'm gonna break the fourth wall 1 sec. Am I recording? Yeah, I am. Alright, back to the back to the guide. Okay, so what you want to do afterwards is you want to go to your battle cards and go ahead and hit start over, and then back out and auto select. So we're gonna do this 5 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So this is the part where, like, I personally screw up a lot, so if you don't get it, it's fine. There is a, like, sort of a backup, so I'll get into that if I fail. So we're gonna brain dead mid-sentence, but we're gonna go ahead and pulse out and then pulse back in. And since I did it right, there it is. So the great thing about this is, if I immediately get into another battle, it should be the same battle I did before. Or at least the same one that had, like, similar viruses. So I can just do that fight over and over again. So thankfully, because I don't know how to say that big head's dude's, like, virus name, so because that big head is still in the back, I can go ahead and just loop this fight over and over and over again. So I can keep doing the manip over and over. And just in case, if you fail, thankfully, you'll get the same encounter again. So if you fail, just retry the virus thing. So it's just, you can easily loop this for easy money, because that's what the speedrun does. We do the fight, get the gold mystery wave, get the exact same fight again, rinse and repeat. So hopefully that helps for anybody that's still playing vanilla Star Force 1. I'm hoping that whenever the Star Force collection comes out, that we can still do this, which I'm assuming we probably could whenever it comes out. I don't think they'll change how favorites work in these games, but we'll know whenever the collection happens. But yeah, sadly this does not work on Star Force DX. As far as I know, I've attempted, but I'm assuming it's because instead of, like, hitting select, instead of choosing favorites, it removes all of the cards in your folders like it does in Star Force 3. I'm assuming that's what screws up with it, but I don't know any of that technical stuff. I just know how to do it, and that's my approach to a lot of this stuff. Which, let's be honest here, a lot of people, you guys don't need to know the technical stuff for this, you just want to know how to do it, right? So now you know how to manip bosses to get easier encounters, and now you know how to manip Gold Mystery Wave, specifically in Times Square. I don't think this is going to work in any other area. If it does, let me know, prove me wrong, tell me about it. but I'm gonna go ahead and end this here because I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm not re-recording this shit. It's 3 a.m. Whatever nonsense I said in here, that's staying in. So my apologies for that in the future. Bye-bye and take care.